Guys, Team Corrali have just literally dropped the mic. Honestly, I don't think anyone in the community actually seen this one come in. Majorly excited for this. I've known about this truck for a little while, and yeah, to say I'm excited is an understatement. I'm a huge short course fan, so to actually get one in my hands, majorly chuffed about this. Right, we are going to be looking at the Team Corrali Shiroi. Come on then. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chris with the C. Hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Team Corrali Shiroi, guys. I've been looking forward to this truck for months, to be honest with you. As you know, I obviously work with Team Corrali. This video is sponsored by them. And I got talking to my contact at Team Corrali, and something appeared in the background when we were having a conversation. So obviously I then inquired about it, and yeah, this turned up, guys, honestly, and I've been super excited, but in a weird way it was like kind of trying to keep a secret, and I'm glad I can show you guys today. I was on the live stream when they did the announcement for it. A huge shout out to Bill, obviously, as well, for being on that live stream. Guys, total legend, total race legend, and Corrali have obviously formed their allegiance with him, and I'm majorly excited about this because 1/8 scale short course truck. Now, as you know, I am a massive short course truck fan. I have numerous short course trucks in my fleet, and yeah, so to get hold of one of these, I'm very excited for. Now, Team Corrali have basically pushed this out to the basher market. It's not a race truck. A very scale looking features on the truck as well, and 4-wheel drive RTR. 6S, just a beast, basically, based on the Kogama platform, with some spark parts, and I think they've done an amazing job of it so far. Now, obviously, I haven't looked at inside the box yet. What I'm going to do now is obviously set you up on the table. We are going to open the box up together, a little bit of music, and then we'll dive in and actually start looking at the vehicle. Come on. Right, okay guys, so in front of us we have the Team Corrali Shiroi, as you can see, 1/8 scale short course truck. And I gotta say, at first glance, this is absolutely beautiful looking. Really appreciate the blue on the body. It's got that kind of metallic-y blue look going into this kind of glossy orange. And then obviously the white detailing in between, which is the same on all the trucks, so the white part is all the same. Huge skids on top, obviously, for bashing. Inside you've got 2 drivers and a bunch of controls, the window netting on the side of the windows. We're going to name those drivers Nigel and Maureen, okay? Right, on the front of the vehicle you've got obviously the faux headlights. You can see the mud claws poking through at the bottom. These are Team Corrali's new short course bashing tyres, 70mm hex, obviously, which is really handy. Obviously, that will give you several different options for wheels and tyres should you want to change them out. You've got the winglets then at the rear. I like these, they could really kind of set it off for me. Like a few people have mentioned about the winglets, take them or leave them. Me personally, I quite like that. I really do like that. At the back end, obviously, going over the rear arch, you've got a huge amount of clearance on the rear. You've got the faux fans, some fire extinguishers, obviously some faux parts, some checker decking, and obviously venting on the body. Let's take the lid off, shall we, and have a little look inside. So yeah, the body. And the other thing I noticed, guys, is how thick the Lexan is. It really is a thick Lexan, this one. And a few people have mentioned, you know, why couldn't you put a cage up further? If you know Team Corrali bodies, guys, you'll know that these bodies are pretty damn tough. My Kagama one has held up to loads of abuse. My Synchro body has only just let me down now after a year and a half of complete destroying the vehicle. So let's put the body on top of the box. In the car, guys, you have the Varipop 25 kilogram servo. These are pretty good Metal Gear servo. Obviously your typical, and if you're familiar with the Kagama platform, you will understand. So Kagama chassis, guys, all right, straight off the bat. So this is the same chassis as what you get on your 1/8 scale Kagama. Then you've got your Spark top arms and lower arms. Obviously you've got the top A arms and then obviously the lower arms there. And then the new design for them is the shocks, guys. So as you can see, the shocks have a perfect symmetrical geometry on the front and rear. So no big large shocks on the rear, obviously, to make that donkey kick. What Team Corrali have done is actually tuned the vehicle to have symmetrical on all 4 corners. Kuron 825, as you know, these are magical little beasts. They really do give a fair amount of power. The Two Rocks 185 ESC, guys, Hobbywing rebranded ESC, full programming available, 7.2 or 7.4 BEC is available. Obviously, the power package in these are tried and tested, and loads of people love them. The Kuron motors are definitely quick. As you can see, you've got your XT90s. I probably will swap them out to EC5s, mine, because I run EC5s on my cars. Tried and tested Team Corrali battery tray. I love the way they mount their switches. As you can see, you've got also the bracing from the Kagama in there as well. So obviously the top brace, and then obviously this triangulated strength going down to the center diff. Metal center diff in the center. You've got your spring steel outdrives on the differentials as well, guys, moving on to the front, as you can see here. Big thick shock towers. I believe these are probably 60-61, but having said that, I've never been to Team Corrali shock tower, so you know, there is that. Loads of suspension travel on the front of the vehicle, and then moving on to the rear, again, no problems at all there. In fact, it feels lovely. There is anti-sway bars fitted on the front and the rear of the vehicle, as you can see here. Again, this bracing system, just kind of revert back to that. Very strong. I've not yet bent a Corrali chassis. Now, I'm not a huge sender, as you know, but for this, for me, is like the pinnacle. I absolutely adore ground cars, and watching it articulate and move around is definitely going to be something. You have got alloy A, B, C and D blocks. Typical bell crank and Ackermans and servo saver. Again, that's nice to see. Pivot balls in the front. As you can see, you've got pivot ball steering in the front there. It is nice to see they have updated the CVDs as well. So these are the updated, the captured CVDs. So that's straight out of the box. Moving up to the back, typical dog bone arrangement, which is good, not a bad thing. And then obviously the huge stout bumpers. Really, really nice actually. And that's probably what, 10 mil thick maybe? Maybe, is it 10 mil? Something like that. It's about 10 mil thick, the bracing on the rear there. Might be 9, I don't know, we'll have to check that out. Huge bumper at the front. Obviously you've got massive skid there. I do appreciate these mud claw tyres as well. They've got a real nice kind of compound to them. A little bit of give as well. And that's something you actually want, especially on a basher. And they've got a cool little rim design going on as well. Big stout side impact braces, which can essentially doubles up as a carry handle. Now, just to kind of reiterate here, the electrics package in these I very much like. So much so, I've reverted back. I've tried using a different power package on my Team Corrales in the past, and I've actually ended up going back to that. I've not had an issue with this. Now, I believe the pinion in the car, I might be wrong here, stock pinion is, I think it's a 12 tooth. I will have to check. I have noticed there is a additional pinion in the car as well. Sorry, in the instructions. Team Corrales is saying with the speed gearing, this is going to reach 62 miles an hour. And to be honest with you, I could probably, I would probably say they're on point with that, because every single car I've had from them has been ballistic. Really love the design. Let's have a look at the bottom of the chassis. Again, the Team Corrales you know and love. Huge skids at the front, obviously, with the detailing around the screws. Again, on the rear, I've never broken one of these. These are really, really strong and good. Spark arms. So what they've done, essentially, they've gone with the Kagama chassis and then gone with the spark arms. So that actually gives it a nice kind of long and not so wide footprint like a typical short course would. Now, this isn't going to be for sending to the moon, guys, all right? There will be guys up there that will tell you differently and will send them to the moon. It's a short course. It can do jumping. It is built exceptionally strong. Should you jump a short course? Well, probably not really, because you won't get the wheel rotation to kind of control it in the air. You can do kind of light bashes, bit of light jumping, but you wouldn't really want to send this 30, 40 foot up in the air, that's for sure. Now, the handset, let's move over to the handset quickly. All right, so the handset is the CT2R. This has been along with the Kagama as well. You've got your steering, obviously reverse and your throttle reverse, your steering trim, throttle trim and dual rate. All that's on the handset. Obviously foam steering wheel. I think this is based on a FlySky, so you might be able to use this with your FlySky, the receiver in you with your FlySky handset. I know previously what I did is actually not use that and went with the CT3 PR, I think it's called, the FlySky handset, and it turns out that that same handset actually then came with the Kagama LE. Very, very nicely set up. Obviously, again, even inside the vehicle, you've got the washers around all the screws. Just a really, really cool looking truck, this one. Right, I'm gonna open up the packaging and put the body back on as well. But honestly, the gearing on a Corrales, guys, I want to kind of state something here. I have never, ever have to change any of the gearing on any of my Team Corrales, which is more than I can say for my other brands. I'm not going to name the names, but I will say that the crown and input gears, your pinion and spur, are solid. They come shimmed out of the factory as well. So that's nice. Obviously, a bit of donkey work has obviously gone in there, and they've actually gone ahead and done it. The stock fluids I generally find with the Team Corrali cars are pretty good. I've never really had to lock up any diffs or anything like that, or change them around too much. I've never really had to stray away from factory diff oils. You've got a big brace in here, by the way. Obviously, this is obviously leading up to the bottom of your body here, which is there. So obviously you've got your plate there. And then obviously that will support the top of the vehicle. What I did like is they're still leaving air to come in here, so this will cut down on parachuting, guys, as well. All right, so you've got, if you look, your drivers, and then through the drivers you've got these little channels at the back here. So the channel there, and that will allow for airflow to come through the vehicle and cut down on the amount of parachuting that it's having. But I gotta say, they've done an absolutely awesome job. And if this is a bitty designs, which is by there, body, I can understand why, because yeah, bitty designs, it makes some absolutely awesome bodies, aftermarket bodies in the hobby. Right, let's open up the packaging and we'll carry on. Right, okay, so I obviously opened all the packaging up, guys. We have all the instructions there, as you can see. Let's have a quick look, have a look with diff oils and stuff like that now. So it'd be interesting to know what they've actually gone with diff oils. Full instruction manual, very nice that they, and it's detailed. Look, I love this, and I noticed this with the previous models. So it actually tells you what to expect speed-wise with the gearing. So it looks like they're using a 52 spur, and then if you go with, let's say, a 15 tooth, miles an hour on 4S, you should expect 40, and then at 6S 60, 16 tooth. So anything this kind of in this different color here, all right, factory fitted is the darker color, and then so it looks like the factory is a 13 tooth and the speed gearing is a 16. Anything in between is okay. And then you've also got usable, not recommended, and then not recommended at your own risk. So yeah, depending on how you want to run it. Motor mount is still the same out of most of the Team Corrali vehicles. Very easy to set up, very easy to set your mesh, no issues at all there. Let's have a look. So track use, let's have a look. Off a factory is what we want, guys. We want factory. So factory settings are 1000 CST in the front and rear, nice and easy. Being symmetrical would make sense. A little bit of exploded diagrams, differential oils. Then we are looking at factory is 20k in the front, 100k in the center, 10k in the rear. So again, nice that they include that in your Turox instruction manual, or Torox 185, 185 amp ESC, guys, as you can see, but there. 3 to 6 SESC, and then obviously your programming options. So yeah, all in there. Your CT2R handset instructions, obviously quite straightforward about that, but there's some instructions there. They also include obviously the tube for your aerial, because out the factory is not installed. Bind plug, your 16 tooth pinion, and also, guys, a little lanyard, which I've got a couple of these now, and I've got them on different handsets and different bags. I like these, they last. Nice little inclusion there. Right, I think what I could do now, guys, is just quickly go over the box, shall we? So you can see, we've got obviously the XL6S brushless powered short course truck. That's what they're going with. That's the colour I've gone with. On top of the box, let's just move a body. I'm very impressed with how strong that body feels. 16mm big bore shocks. We've mentioned about the oversized composite arms, extreme hybrid chassis, pillar balls, updated extreme CVD kit, sprung steel. The differentials I've never had an issue with, they've been spot on. I will say though, check yours getting out of the box, just in case there might be any. We've been on shipping. So what you can do is essentially open up your differential, and I will be doing a first setup video on this, going through the defs, checking it all up, setting all the settings. So if you're interested in that, guys, watch out on the channel, because I will have that up pretty soon. CNC 8mm aluminium suspension arm holders, so your pin, obviously your suspension pins. And then on the side, guys, these are the colours that the truck comes in. So you have got a red, a green, and I was initially looking at the red, but to be honest with you, I'm glad I've gone with the blue here. The blue is absolutely gorgeous looking, and like I say, the Lexan, guys, very, very thick on these bodies, so these should definitely hold up. I'm loving the details. Right, let's put the body back on the car, let's do some arty-farty shots, and let's go back up top and talk about it. This is just an unboxing today. It's what you're going to get out of the vehicle. Now, I had one question on the channel from a friend of mine, Phil. Can you get 2 3S batteries in here? The answer to that, my friend, is yes. What you would need to do is remove this piece here, obviously to fit your 2 3S batteries in there. But I will say it will be slightly tight with the battery straps, so you might possibly need to get the 330mm battery straps in there, buddy, okay, if you're using basher packs. Me personally, what I would do is go with a singler 6S pack in here, and you'll have no issues with compatibility at all. But very, very impressed, guys, very impressed. As I say, there's a suspension travel there, all nice and plush. I'm probably going to be changing over, just a quick side note here, from the FlySky handset to my Radio Link, by the way, guys. So when I do the first run, just to make you aware, I might possibly not be using this. I might be using my Radio Link handset, and the reason being is I've got all my cars on that handset. So nothing wrong with this handset, by the way. It's just the fact that I will know how the truck feels, because I've been using it now solid for nigh on a year and a half. So it takes away all the guesswork about the handset and getting used to a handset. Right, I'm going to set the car up, arty-farty shots, let's go up top. Welcome back, guys. Okay, Team Corrali Shiroi 6S show course truck. Now, I will say a lot of us in the hobby have actually been kind of taken back by this one because it wasn't predicted. It wasn't something that Team Corrali have basically openly said, we are going to make this truck. For them to come out with something like this, I think is, you know, absolutely awesome for us in the hobby. Enthusiasts wanted it. Us in the hobby wanted it. It was just one of those things that, and there is not that many show course trucks out there at the moment. So show course trucks here in the UK are definitely on the rise. I know obviously in places like America, very, very popular. And, you know, obviously in Europe, they're slowly and gradually starting to become a thing. Team Corrali obviously taken notice of that and came up with this absolutely awesome design. It's proven parts from the Kagama. You have obviously the Kagama chassis, you've got the obviously the proven electronics, Kuron 825 motor, the Turox 185 ESC, Verapop servo. Then obviously you got obviously the Spark arms, obviously to give it that kind of stout but low and sleek looking look to it as well, and you know, without it being kind of obtuse on the four corners. They've done a cracking job with the body. The body is absolutely outstanding, really nice and thick. That should definitely hold up. One of my main kind of bugbears when it comes to show course trucks are the bodies. They're not cheap, guys, because obviously you've got this surrounding the vehicle at all times. So obviously if you turn it over, these are prone to breaking. And I think what they've done is actually done a really good job of making sure that the plastics are nice and thick. And it's same story with obviously the Kagama, the Isuga, and the other Team Corrali vehicles that are out there. I love the faux design, obviously, on the side with the window netting. This is going to be a lot of fun to bash around and essentially rip around in the areas that I've got around here. You know, dust flying up, dirt flying everywhere. I will be taking this on his first run very, very soon, so I hope you obviously will tune in to watch that video. Is there anything I would change on the vehicle? No, not really, to be quite honest with you. So far, I am liking what I'm seeing. And even down to, as I pointed out earlier, the little kind of grooves to stop the parachuting on the back. Whether that was on purpose, whether it's something that I've noticed, I don't know. But the winglets, yeah, yes, it is a full package, this one. So huge thank you to obviously Team Corrali for asking me to do all these videos. It is a massive privilege, guys. I am part of the affiliate program working for them, especially on the social media side of things. So then to be asked obviously to check the vehicles out is you know, it's a privilege. I will be doing a deep dive into the vehicle, checking out the diffs, setting up the ESC, making sure the car is ready to rock and roll for his first use, like I do with every single truck that I got. And what's your thoughts on it as well? You know, is a short course truck something you're looking at the moment? Do you like the look of this one? Because the funny thing is, something I forgot to mention in the unboxing side of it was, it's around about the same size as the 4S Mojave. So obviously you've got a shorter wheelbase than, let's say, maybe like a Mojave 6S, but then obviously the difference is that is going to be a lot more nimble and easier to control in certain circumstances. So if you've got tight sections where you need to turn the vehicle around quickly, this is definitely going to help. So very much like a kind of Senton, a little bit bigger than a Senton, you know, that sort of thing. They did a great job. The presentation on the live stream, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Bill there. Bill is a race legend, guys. He's also someone who's been in the industry for a long, long time. So it was really nice to speak about his experiences and about the vehicle. And yeah, massive thank you to Team Corrali for putting that out there, because a lot of us who are kind of enthusiasts appreciated hearing his feedback on the truck. Right, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys watching all the videos. All like, shares and subscribes. Go on the channel, guys. Absolutely amazing. I'm very humbled to have you come along. We are heading towards 10,000 now, which is something I really didn't expect. So following me through the journey has been something that you enjoy, and I can only say thank you for that. There's no other way of me doing it than just as saying it to the camera. Till next time, check the box for more videos. Stay awesome. I'll catch you later.